Okay, our last step before we glue on the top, just to trim away the excess. We'll use the bandsaw for that. Okay, at this point we've come right off the bandsaw. You'll notice we have even a rough cut. Not a big deal once this is glued on. We still have to make either a flush cut or we can go right into the binding bit or the purfling bit. So that rough cut is not a big deal. So at this point, get the glue out and we'll start gluing up the top. We're getting pretty close to putting that top on. You want to sign it. Some folks will sign on the spine. You may put on the actual body itself a little bit further back so you don't see it in the sound hole. If you are going to sign it, just go ahead. Put your signature in. Okay, at this point, I'm going to put a little bit more glue on this neck block. It absorbs quite a bit, and I want to make sure I get good adhesion on the top on this section. What we're trying to do at this point is get good adhesion between the top of that neck block and the back side of the top. So I'm going to hold this up and see if we can get these pockets to seat initially. That felt real good. And then what we'll do is we'll take that stretcher piece, because it's got a good flat edge, put this right over here, and then we'll take the blue C-clamp and come in and make sure that that C-clamp is not pulling up the block on the shoulder brace, rather it's underneath that neck. What we're looking for is to close up any gap as you look through between the top and, again, the top of that neck block. That's what we're doing with that clamp. Straighten that out a little bit. And at this point we want to make sure we get the ends of those X braces So at this point, I have all my pockets seated, and at this point, I'm going to continue to fill in with the spool clamps. Now you can see why it's important to trim that top so that there's only about 1/8 of an inch overhang. If that top has a significant overhang over the sides, you run the risk of cracking the top. So that step is pretty important. See also the spool clamps are about 1.5 inches apart from each other. And moderate tightening on the spool clamp. Don't put the spool clamp on the end. Remember, don't put one in the middle. If you pull down, you're going to crack that top. Put it right to the side. There's plenty of sides to be supporting that top. On either side. Okay, so at this point, we have all 25 clamps on there, spool clamps, and then the one C-clamp. Put this aside for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we'll take those off. We'll be ready to flush trim and cut binding and purfling channels, top and back.